Let me begin by saying everything is hackable. Everything is knowing in a realm of a virtual world. Everything is available. The only thing that is not hackable in the virtual world is teleporting. And our digital technologies have not been able, nor we've been able to figure out this kind of a thing, and we probably won't in this lifetime. Our science could not bring this to a reality. However, the practical sense of teleportability do exist by IP technologies and sophisticated what we call GPS spies. Second, politics is politics. There's not much to fear about it. Now I will continue with what much of you could call or determine as rambling. Over time you will read between the lines, listen and listen again, and perhaps some meaning may come to light. We've seen the exactness of everything that's happening lately, the various nominee versus candidacy, what we call the bigotries, and what we call the greater among us. This is one of my first follow-up videos coming out from a previously raw debut of a video released back in August. Let's talk politics. The present political climate is existential by no means order. The constant programming of fate, what I determine to be fate healers. They're not Christians. They're Christians is too small of a definition. They're faith healers versus what I determine as dogma enthusiasts. This is peninsulated by a time in mainstream ringleader media whose number one governing rule is to exact and ascertain that everyone in this today's present United Union of America is in the right. R-I-G-H-T. It's festering a benchmark of cellulite stretch mark rhetorics. It makes it real and honest for any influential leader to reiterate on primetime live television networks that it's okay to shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue, NYC's busiest Manhattan streets, and perhaps get away with it. By example, it's the same as having a birthplace in Canada or Mexico or Guadalajara or New Mexico or whatever. Seems no longer important, the call of American citizenry for an official view of nominee versus candidacy. This is the year of the right. We are in the year of the right. Everyone have a cause. No one is wrong or admits becoming in the wrong anymore, and it's perfectly fine. It's okay. Makes American lives wait again, perhaps for another 4 years. Or maybe the American people might decide, look, we're gonna postpone election for this year. We can handle it by ourselves. Let's just take it easy. Let me define segmented politicians versus chronic alternate change politicians. Segmented in the sneeze of becoming a singular unit from a conformed but larger database, and what have become the chronic altered egotistic change in any one given politician, be he the head or be he altered to making complete, honest, true political sentences. It all won't even matter because the American people are fed up. They're fed up. They're fed up with FedEx, they're fed up with UPS, they're fed up with Delta, and even the Australian Aborigines. We are fed up nation. Like our kids are tired of lactose. They're lactose intolerant. Let's define the exactness of Mr. Donald Trump versus the truth rhetoric of Madam Hillary Clinton. There's no doubt about it. that a sense of demonic resides in a nominee called Hillary Clinton. She is largely segmented, while Mr. Donald Trump is exactly what he prays in rhetoric, and in real life, he's preying upon a universal United States and its people's opportunity. A prey like a viper with fangs as broad as the Boeing 737 wings. But the people are honestly and truly fed up. We're fed up with infants who are lactose intolerant. Let's define our United States versus our cosmopolitan Union States. The Greater Union States, Blue Union States, Red Union States, tributary San Diego Union State in the state of California, tributary NYC Union State in the state of New York, and that state of Florida that got itself into a state of many tributary Union State in one state of Florida, considering all its counties. All our great Union States are almost as much as its people inheritable. By and large, the United States are now bursting at its seams in retrospect to the greater demands of a cosmopolitan United Union States. The U.S. most complacent cosmopolitan cities are, for example, and similar like San Diego, Honolulu, Sinaloa, and Bogota, Colombia. They're relatively the same like American, with a plus, American smart city states. In these states, there's two people that reside, apparently. And another time I'll expand on that. Let's refine our social extremes versus our religious pragmatic extremes. All blood runs in the veins of city and state social extremes in the white or southern states, in the placid or the venal minds of the superior elite, in strict contrast with the common songs coming from inner city, the cries from urban communities of the less fortunate, but who are the same. They're prone to these regular, what I determine as ideological crimes, each of which settles in the community potpourris, extenuating religious pragmatic extremes with no prior detection or plans to becoming radicalized. Let's confound what is constructive social biasness versus what is inner city policing and police brutality. Bias is black, and black is motif. Median inner cities police misconductivity. Black people in this part won't matter in this or the next life. Matter to blacks in this life does matter. Policing misconductivity, everything practically, you could define it as whether it's a smoking habit, a drinking habit, a child abuse habit, a feminine or woman abuse habit, a rapist, a murderer, and exacted to the strangers whose trust is never to provide a correct direction in helping a prospective homeless find his way home. Life is never black only to make some sense out of what is really, at this time, practical nonsense. It's not about a blue life, it's not about anything but its practicality. Let us try to make some sense instead of constant tryouts. Why not let the people decide if an election in September is 100% necessarily in the great favor of our nation at large? Let's discuss our homegrown